Officer Foster last night was, well, at least he talked to me like I was a human being. So, with Dan getting his foot all fucked up, and bleeding all over the place, at least that officer, well, like I said, talking to us like we're human beings, that's pretty spectacular in this day and age. I got a bunch of stuff to do today that I'm not capable of doing, but whatever. They say they're gonna try to get him help. I don't think they will. I think that they'll lock him up. It costs taxpayers a lot of money. Then they'll drop him back off on the streets. They'll tell him to go do a bunch of shit he's not capable of doing. He doesn't have anyone to help him with that stuff. There's a lot of homeless people out here who want to beat him up because he's crazy. And, yeah, I stick up for him a lot. I don't keep secrets. Not a big fan of it. If people pay attention, they'd know a lot more. So, there's a few homeless folks that are, well, they've been to prison. They might get attitudes with me. Might get assaulted today, we'll see. But the important thing is to stand up for your decisions. If you got to do something desperate, and in the homeless community, calling the police is something real fucking desperate. If you got to do something desperate, you've been trying to get help. What Dan did yesterday was desperation. The homeless community shuns him. Everybody else shuns him as well. Foster said they were gonna try to help Dan out. And since the way the cops helped out Dean is completely fucked, you guys can go back to some of the recordings in the camp. There's a couple of them with Chelly speaking. That was when Drew started flipping out. He's still flipping out. I mean, I guess he's trying to come back to reality, sort of, but he ain't doing too great a job. That's one of the problems with drug-induced psychosis. That's one of the problems with mixing hallucinogens. Now we know that he was tripping on acid, and we know that he picked up the mushrooms that I found on the main street down there. I wasn't willing to pick them up, so yep, it's on my channel, him picking them up. We've gotten to deal with a few cops here that are douchebags. Some of them pulling the good cop, bad cop thing. There's a big difference between playing good cop and being a good cop. And although I don't believe there's a such thing as a good cop, I used to when I was a kid. I know better now. But I think that one thing we can do to try to get these cops to stop being douchebags. The ones that do something good, we need to give them some recognition. We also got to recognize that just because an officer did something good doesn't mean that he didn't fuck up. And when he fucks up, he needs to fess up instead of being a narcissist. Law enforcement is narcissism. That's what it is. That very same cop that comes to your house and will investigate that crime for you or take that report, he'll also yank a homeless person off a park bench for sleeping. And you guys say stupid shit like, oh, well, you know, that park bench is for everybody. Well, you're not going to fucking freeze to death because some homeless person is sleeping on that thing. You're not going to freeze to death over it. You will. Being homeless in America is victimization, and our number one predator is law enforcement. Our number two predators are the hospitals. Yeah, we get victimized a shit ton more by the public than we do the hospitals, but the hospitals are the important one because that's important health shit, you know? You guys go in because you're ill, and you see a doctor and the nurse talks to you, and it's different from when we go in. We go in, we're automatically assumed to be junkies and treated like junkies. Same thing with the fucking cops. Out them guys all down there smoking them blues last night. I'm not real comfortable there. That basically they kicked out all of the folks that were just trying to survive, and the ones that are left are the meth addicts. This ain't my society. I didn't ask for it. This is a society that I am sort of accepted into. You think I'm going to be able to get a real job when I do this and do this? When I am absent-minded because I miss everybody. You guys have no idea how much pain it is to miss your loved ones just so much. But you can't go and see them because somebody spread some rumors and you're never allowed to defend yourself. Why? Because cops are bad. There are no good cops. None. Not a single one. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't do this thing called positive reinforcement. You guys seem to have it in your heads that the only time to address somebody's behavior, if they do something bad, if they do something bad, that's the only time to address them. No, you need to address them when they do something good too. If the only time you ever recognize your child's achievements, your brother's achievements, your husband's achievements, it's the only time that you ever acknowledge them is when it's fucked up. Like, hey boy, you shouldn't have beat that kid up in school. Like, he should have kept his nasty cock beaters off him, not tried to assault him. Everybody got their own personal bullshit and their own personal ideas about what's right and wrong. We also got a lot of cops who selectively choose when to obey the law and when not to. When we positively reinforce the good things that they do, we make them want to. We got a lot of movies, and a lot of these youngins, they're basing their decisions off of movies. But here's what the movies show that people do. This must really be the way it is. I know a black man in Boulder, Colorado, who is, well, he's better off than upper middle class for certain, actually. I was going to say he's upper middle class, but You know, he was raised in a household where he doesn't know what the fuck poverty is. He comes out every once in a while down to Pearl Street, starts talking to Bonics. I, B, he, be, we be, she be, they be. His mama don't talk like that. Matter of fact, if she heard him talking like that, she might slap the goddamn taste out his face. I've heard the way that he talks to his mother's. He speaks better than I do. Of course, I was raised in the system with a bunch of minorities. And then, of course, there's that going to minority schools until I moved to Nebraska, which is racist Redneckville. The way I speak is a part of my personal heritage. It's a part of my personal history. It's the way I grew up. It's actually quite chameleon. If I talk to somebody from the South for too long, I'm going to pick up some Southern twang. And then I'm going to have to find somebody from the Midwest to speak with so that I can get rid of the accent. What's all this got to do with Foster? Not jack shit. This is my channel. This is about getting justice. This is about saving lives. Even if it's people you don't like. Now, when we got a child, let's say that child draws a picture, right? And you, as a parent, you may not think it's the best picture in the world, but it's your kid's picture. And you tell them some positive stuff about it. Like their lines are straight. Well, you might actually be encouraging them to spend more time drawing because you give them a compliment. No, that's not quite the same as doing something good. But it really actually is something good. That's positive reinforcement. The child will seek positive reinforcement, positive attention. When your kid draws a picture and you tell them it's ugly and it's not going on the fridge, well, they're probably not going to draw again. They know they suck at drawing. Mommy says so, daddy says so. No sense trying. I'm tired of cops killing my fucking friends. Tired of it. When cops aren't busy victimizing us, when they're doing something important, like yesterday, or last night, sorry, that I can get. What I don't get is kicking those people out of camp or sending 7 officers up there to steal from Dean. But you also get to see how those officers work together and how the people out here on the streets, they all afraid to get involved. Bird feed moose over. Very nice. Anyway, I'm down by the Sinclair. I don't plan on sticking around here too terribly long. I gotta go in the bathroom here, make sure I didn't screw up my backside too bad. I have to use the ladies' bathroom because they have soap. Anyway, Officer Foster, maybe he's a jerk in his real life, maybe he ain't. But positive reinforcement here, folks. He spoke to me like a person. He at least sounded like he was concerned about Dan. He knew who he was. And he also got me some band-aids for my backside. It's a good thing I preemptively buy stuff like this. Triple antibiotic ointment. Doctor is going to want me to do. Especially if it's MRSA. And my battery is apparently too low to use the flashlight. Because I accidentally unplugged it from my external battery. So we'll try this again. Good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind.